So ladies and gentlemen, we are starting our last thing that we're doing today for Wagon Train at Dusk. And this is going to be the activity today that we're doing that we'll do multiple times throughout this entire unit. And what's going to happen is that we are building a working document. Now, a working document is simply something that we will reuse over and over and over again. So for the entire first unit, you are going to be working on and creating this document that is ultimately going to help you at the end of this unit write your essay. Yes, you'll be writing an essay at the end of the unit. Now, to get to the actual assignment for today, you're going to start off by going to It's Learning. You're going to go to Plans. Plans, Unit 1. So we have our last thing for Unit 1 introduction right now. Now, this is called the Unit 1 evidence log that we will be using and we'll be working on. Now, I've made this very, very bold and very, very bright. Actually, I wonder if I can make this even bolder and brighter. Oh, yes, I can. Size extra large. We're going to center it and we're going to make it red. This is an assignment that when you finish it, you're not done with it. I do not want you to turn this assignment in when you're done. Okay? This is something that we are using over and over and over again for the next 5 weeks, 6 weeks, however long it takes us. Might be longer. I don't know. So if you turn it in, what happens is on It's Learning, you can't unsubmit. I have to unsubmit it for you. If that's the case, well, I'm probably going to be a little grumpy. So make sure you don't turn it in, okay? Now, what are we going to do with this? Well, this right here, this focus, when did a challenge become a triumph, is our guiding question throughout this entire unit. And for those of you that actually did the quick write 2 days ago, it's something that you've already started to write about. Okay, you're developing your ideas of what happened in your life where you faced a challenge, you fought it, you persevered, you overcame, and it turned into a triumph. Now, each of our stories that we deal with this unit has some sort of similar thread to it. And at the end of this unit, I mentioned the essay you're going to be writing. It is going to be a personal narrative. You're going to be writing about a time when a challenge became a triumph. And you're going to have multiple pieces of evidence to support your claims and your thoughts. And this is where this evidence log comes in. If you open up the evidence log, once again, in bright, bold red letters, do not turn this assignment in when you finish the evidence log. If you scroll down, you'll see that there are 8 pages. Each page is its own story. Each page is its own piece of literature that we are using for this idea. And once again, our focus, when did a challenge become a triumph? So the last thing that we do with each story, I shouldn't say this. The last thing we do with each story or narrative or whatever we do is actually take a quiz. So the second to last thing, with the exception of Wagon Train at Dusk, we're done with this today, is we make an addition to our evidence log. So your quick write that you did, you're going to summarize your quick write in like a sentence. When did a challenge lead to a triumph? Okay. Now, if you've not done the quick write, you need to do the quick write. Okay. So you're going to have a sentence summary, and then the connection to the prompt is going to be the story that you read. How does your personal story connect to Wagon Train at Dusk? Well, if you've not read Wagon Train at Dusk, you're behind. But what's going to happen is you're going to look at your life, your reflection, and you're going to compare yourself to the story that we read about Sarah and her dad. Did the challenge you overcome have to deal with something like maybe Sarah had to deal with, or something that her dad had to deal with? You're going to make that connection. I struggled just like Sarah did, and somebody gave me advice. That's a connection. Okay? You're literally connecting yourself to the story we just read. Not that difficult. The text, evidence, and details, once again, you're in 6th grade now. You're not allowed to say anything without supporting it with details. Okay? I don't want to know your opinion. I want to know what your thoughts are and what led you to your thoughts. Okay? It's not necessarily the opinion anymore. It's the opinion and why you think that. That's what text, evidence, and detail is. Connect it to the story. Support why you think it works with the story. The last section, additional notes and ideas, is simply what else did you learn that you think is important or could be helpful as you're writing a personal narrative about change and triumph later. Okay? These first 3 boxes, required. This box, optional, but highly, highly encouraged. Now, how did this text change or add to my thinking? You're not allowed to say it didn't. You're not. This text is going to change or add in some way, shape, or form. You need to come up with that. All right? It just has to be a sentence. That's all it has to be. So what you're going to do then is you're going to type that sentence there. Now, the next step, summarize your quick write, right? Well, you're not going to be summarizing your quick write every single time. What's going to happen is you're going to take this sentence that you have, your thinking, and that is going to be your starting point for the next time of when did a challenge lead to a triumph. What we are doing is we are A, starting with an opinion that we are supporting, and B, we are refining it and we're making it stronger and we're allowing ourselves the opportunity to change our minds if necessary. A lot of people today think, okay, this is what it is. This is how it is. I'm never allowed to change my mind or think about anything ever again, anything different. It's always got to be this. And that is simply not the case. I want you to start with an idea. And as you learn more, as you experience more, as you grow more, I want that idea to evolve just like you're evolving. So every time that you start a new story, so we're going to do From Brown Girl Dreaming, a fantastic story. You're going to start from where we left off today. And after you finish From Brown Girl Dreaming and you build it and you connect it to your life, you're going to have a new sentence or a better sentence or better explanation. And you're going to take that sentence into the gallery of Calvin and Hobbes comics that we'll be reading after that. So we are continually learning, continually growing, and continually supporting ourselves with evidence. Today and today only, your job is to go in and finish the wagon train at dusk. Okay? Your quick write is what starts you off. So you need to summarize that. If you don't have your quick write done, you're going to have to do that first because you can't complete this activity otherwise. If used correctly, this tool will be so helpful for you at the end of the 9 weeks when you're writing your essay. Yes, in like 6 weeks, you're going to be writing an essay, and I will be grading it, and it will be going in the grade book.